Welcome to TJ's podcast.
Hey, I'm TJ. It's my little buddy Riggins.
Good morning.
Doing the podcast, talking about life. Life from our perspective, on and off the internets. I keep forgetting to tell y'all. You know that show, The Voice? I hear it's got a pretty good following.
Yeah,
The Voice. There's a contestant in the finals. My daughter interned for.
Really?
Well, I'm sorry. For whom my daughter interned. Yeah, her name's Karen Waldrop, and she made it. And she's Team Danny Shea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're one of the mentors, or whatever they do.
Yeah, and it's either the top 10 or the top 9. I don't know. But that just goes to show, and those a lot of those contestants on those types of shows have been just trying to grind it out in the music business already. Like, I think she's been in Nashville working as a musician, just on that edge of getting into, the upper tier for years.
It's a grind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now she's on The Voice, and that Danny Shea fella is her coach.
Nice.
Her mentor.
Maybe, even if she doesn't win, you could be like the opening act for Dan and Shay. Like, that would be a crazy gig for an up and coming artist. So I think there's probably benefits of doing that.
And they seem excited about her. Like, they were all, just pumping her up and all of that. But I try to watch The Voice. I just can't force myself to sit through it. It makes me so anxious. I get anxiety because that Carson Daly is just bouncing off the walls all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, settle down, son. Please, settle down. Cut out some of that silliness. Let the contestants be the focus of the attention. Stop being a clown. Oh. Somebody must be giving him Adderall, fistful of Adderall, right before he goes out on stage, because he is all over the place. As you say, Riggins, he's like he was shot out of a cannon.
That's what it is.
Like last night, I saw him move. He was holding the microphone as he always, the way he holds it, which is a special Carson way that looks, almost like he doesn't want it in his hand. He's just like, But I saw him last night move his elbow a couple of inches about twice. Really? So, I mean, just hyperactive. Whew. Might as well have been watching Carrot Top out there.
Little mellow, little too mellow. Does it not work on the show?
Well, he doesn't make mistakes.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's pretty much all and that's all he's always just been solid, reliable, not getting in the way. So I guess I guess it does work, for what they want him to. He's not trying to be the show.
Yeah.
He's not trying to hog the stage like there's one of those hosts of one of those types of shows that's always, he's trying to get attention. It's that disgusting Nick Cannon, that hateful Nick Cannon.
I thought
that piece of crap, Nick Cannon.
He did good backstage with the contestants. I thought he was kind of like a fun thing, but Ryan Seacrest, that's like the big complaint against him, is that he's just a host. And it's like, well, that's a talent. You might not see it that way, but that is a skill.
Absolutely.
Where you can sort of make the contestant the star of the program. You are there to move the show along.
Yeah, and
it's a skill.
And Ryan Seacrest does it with a little more personality without trying to upstage somebody.
Yeah.
But even when Carson Daly was on TRL Live, which, that was during your heyday as a teenager and all.
TRL.
I used to watch that, as a young radio person, and watch that and go, what is he? what is the deal with him? How does he get this gig? Why do people love? Why is he becoming such a star? And that was it. He just stays out of the way, and he takes care of the business. That's it. Now, Angie, that used to work on our radio show, left Charlotte and left us high and dry. We'll never forgive her for. And went to L.A., which, believe it or not, is not a step up in radio. No, it is. It's a big step. But her husband is in radio, the promotions world, kind of the corporate end. And so he got a job in L.A. She moved to L.A. and she got a job on the Carson Daly Show on the radio. And you know who his competition was in L.A. on the radio? Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. That's not fun.
But, I mean, it's just like they're always, in competition with each other somehow or another. But she loves him. Angie loves him.
Carson Daly?
Yeah. So he is sweet.
Yeah.
And just a good guy.
Normal. I see him as just being a normal person.
Yeah.
Amongst, when he's on Good Morning America or whatever that is, I'm like, he's the only person, and he's pretty quiet on that, whichever one it is. I'm like, yeah, he seems probably pretty easy to be around.
But you never noticed the way he holds the microphone?
Uh-uh.
He's had a grip on it, and he holds it right here, and he doesn't move it.
Really?
Yeah. Whereas I would hold it if I'm talking into it with it kind of tilted toward my mouth, like tilt the back of it toward my mouth, and then hold it with the knuckles, the flat part of the hand and the knuckles up, kind of. His is straight, don't move. This is where I like to hold the mic. And it looks like that mic is never going to get out of it. It's like it's implanted into his hand. I mean, he's got a grip on it. And it's just like this.
Try taking my mic away.
And then, what is that goofy guy's name on ABC News? David Muir?
Yeah.
Is that his name? Have you ever seen the way he looks at the desk? He's got kind of the same kind of thing. He puts his arm up out to like a chicken wing. And
almost like he's about to get in the camera.
Yeah, and it looks so awkward. It looks like that's, one of those old comedy routines where somebody's hands are behind their back and then there's a person who has their hands stuck through their arms.
Yeah, right.
And they're gesturing as they talk and doing all that. That's what it looks like. It looks like that's not even his arm.
And then you got Drew Carey on The Price is Right, and he's still doing the super skinny chopstick microphone, whatever that's called, that Bob Barker always had. So I like that he adopted. He was like, I'm just going to do it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think he's always been, I don't want to say obsessed, but a follower of Bob Barker. He idolized Bob Barker. But I don't know. You got to kind of hold that mic with just your fingertips.
Yeah, it's
right?
kind of an odd look. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes he even does two hands on it, but it is so tiny. It's like, it is weird, awkward.
But we were having a microphone conversation years ago that people say, because I brought it up, that it killed Donna Summer. Because I said I like the white Donna Summer microphone from back in the 70s and 80s. She always had a white microphone, and then she died that day.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. Well, who's gonna take the fall today? Carson, Ryan?
No.
Drew Carey.
It's Bob Barker.
Isn't he already dead?
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Somebody's got to go.
Yeah.
You got to make your decision.
Rather be somebody who's already passed.
That's why I think Drew Barrymore is so shocking when she's like, all these other hosts of daytime shows are all very, formal and they can have fun. But she's got her legs pulled up on the couch and she's touching people and pulling them in and calling Kamala Harris Mamala.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's just a totally different thing.
Because they're not insane.
Yeah.
The other ones aren't. She's insane.
She might be.
I like her. I think she's sweet and all, but
she might be crazy.
Yeah, all that gets on my nerves. And I don't watch the show because I be busy in the day, and I'm not a woman.
Yeah.
Right. Those are geared to women. But it's just seeing clips on the internets, because all of my political things I follow through that clip of her calling her Mamala everywhere. Like, can you believe this? And I'm like, ugh. And didn't we have the clip of her, and it looked like Oprah was uncomfortable with her being all up on her and stuff?
Yeah, definitely looked that way.
I wonder if she asks them. If the producers ask them ahead of time. Now, Drew is very intimate, touchy-feely kind of person. Do you mind, having her in your personal space?
Yeah, I'm sure there's like a little warning, like, hey, if you've seen the show, she is very like close, and she got down on the floor with, Dylan Mulvaney, I think it was, interviewing him on the floor.
Yeah, but I would say, look, that's great. I will hug her and squeeze her till her back pops when I'm coming onto the stage or leaving the stage. But I don't want anybody, I don't care who it is, I don't want anybody up in my face while we're talking.
Yeah.
I don't like a close talker and somebody, because that kind of throws me for a loop.
Yeah.
I get kind of freaked out by that.
Keep backing away.
Yeah, back up.
Whenever you see an old friend at a bar and you realize they've had too much to drink, they get real close. I really don't like that, because they're excited to see you and they're not doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
But you're like, okay, well, I need like a foot, and I bet she wouldn't do that with like Martha Stewart. I mean, try that. Try getting too close to her, too friendly with her. That would not go over well.
Or Katie Couric.
Maybe Kate. Yeah.
She seems like a cold fish.
Maybe a little icy.
But you know what creeps me out in TV shows and movies? I mean, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. When it shows a couple wake up together and then they get up in each other's face and start talking and kissing and everything, and you're like, they got nasty morning breath and stuff. I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah. No way. Because you can't chew gum when you're on TV, like with Drew Barrymore. So, I mean, what if her breath is stinking? You just like, maybe that would break her from doing it if you just, ate a shit hoagie before you went out.
Yeah. I was like, damn.
I'm not doing that again.
You stay over there. Drew Barrymore shows her ugly side.
Your breath nasty. All right, we got to take a break. We got more coming up. Hang on.
TJ's Podcast.
Hey, it's Ace, and for a long time, we've told you about Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic, and how phenomenal a job they did helping me with my left wrist. Well, this is Neil. Neil Simler is a member of the Ace and TJ Radio family. Neil, you took the free consultation to have them check out your elbow and talk about what happened just when you went for the free consultation.
They were very straightforward and let me know that they weren't going to treat any of my ailments if they weren't 100% sure that they were going to be able to effectively help my issue. And never once were they pushy with trying to get me to spend more money and do, the higher end shots.
Now, 3 months later, how do you feel?
I'm 95% better, if not 100%. It's just been one of the best decisions I've made. Do yourself a favor, get out there as soon as possible.
Set up your free consultation today at acetj.com/neogenics. It's Neogenix. Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic.
They say there are only two things certain in life: sweet deals at Sweet Dreams and taxes.
And only one of those is certain this month.
Which one?
The sweet deals at Sweet Dreams.
What about the taxes?
No sales tax the entire month of April at Sweet Dreams.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And don't call me Shirley.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and pay no sales tax during the month of April. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Back to TJ's Podcast.
All right, we'll hit on some stupid celebrity stuff, even though it seems like we've already been doing that. Maybe we have. Well, we'll continue with the stupid celebrity stuff. I don't know anything about this show that all of the children love called Bluey. I don't know. Is it an Australian show or something?
Yeah.
When my kids were little, the Australian kids show was the Wiggles that everybody loved. Wiggles and Bear in the Big Blue House and things like that on Playhouse Disney. I don't even know if they still have Playhouse Disney, but that's what my kids were into. And once they were out of that kind of thing, just like a normal parent, I don't go back and keep up with current children's programming unless it's some sort of a TV show for children that's indoctrinating them the wrong way. Then I'll watch it and weigh in on it and stuff. Because that's what people are waiting on, is for me to weigh in.
Yeah.
All over the world.
What does TJ think?
Yeah. When is TJ going to give his opinion on it? But this Zane from the One Direction, who's a solo performer now, is he on The Voice as well? Is he the one that's on The Voice?
That's Niall.
Niall. That's
He's
right.
the Irish.
That's right. Niall's whoring.
Niall's whoring.
He whoring. Every night, Niall's whoring.
All the time.
So you say Zane, is he the one that stripped that down for me?
That was Liam.
Lim.
Okay.
Oh, and I know he's not Harry Styles.
Harry, yeah. No.
So
Zane was the one that left the band.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And you say he's the best looking celebrity guy, Riggins?
I saw he's doing the media rounds for this new album or something.
Mm-hmm.
That is the best looking dude, the best looking guy celebrity out there. I think
he is.
I think so. I would love to look like him.
I might have to look him up.
Good hair.
That's always the key.
He's got the best hair I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And, Harry Styles was kind of like the good looking, he had long hair and stuff. But this guy is good looking.
Well, but this one doesn't wear dresses and stuff either, right?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think he even.
And, tries to, well, he puts out this persona that he's ambiguously gay or whatever.
I don't think so.
This one doesn't.
I don't think
that
so.
Harry Styles does. And what do they call that? Queer baiting? That's what, that Harry Styles queer baits. Yeah. Like pretends to be, one thing just to lure in a certain audience. Well, Zane was talking about the show Bluey, and I haven't heard this, Riggins. You sent this morning. I haven't had a chance to hear it. But he says that it makes him cry when he watches it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
I'm actually quite a sensitive guy. I cry a lot at movies. There you go.
What's the one that you cried at? What's the most one?
Probably a Disney film. I watch a lot of them with Kaiba, and they hit hard, man. It's not a joke. Disney knows what they're doing. And actually, I cried at a cartoon. I don't know if you're familiar with it, people. It's called Bluey. It's for kids. It makes me cry regularly. I don't know why, but they have amazing script writers, and some of their stories are just so wicked for parents, There's always an underlying message. They always get me, they choke me up, I end up crying.
Wicked for parents. I mean, it's a thick accent.
Right.
Bluey.
Bro. Right, bruv.
Yeah, and I don't even know what he's talking. I've never seen. Rob had told us that adults watch Bluey too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I've never seen a second.
I know there was an episode that Bluey's dad got a job in another town, and they were going to have to move, and it was some especially tear-jerker episode or something.
For kids? Why are you doing that to kids? You want to make kids cry? Is that a normal thing for children's shows?
No, I think it was for kids to learn a lesson, but the parents cried. Oh. Or not even parents, just adults who watch it, the adult adolescents.
People got too much time. I don't know when you find a time to watch children's shows. I can barely watch adult shows. I don't even have time for that.
And men need to stop bragging about crying all the time. I mean, I get it that it's good for a man to have feelings and be able to identify with other people's feelings and things like that. And I cry at things, from time to time, but I don't go around bragging about it. Look at me, like using it as a flex. I cry all the time. I'm very sensitive. I cry all the time.
Keep it to yourself.
Yeah. Or don't cry so much. I mean, is it really that much stuff on a day-to-day basis is making you cry? I mean, I do it, rarely. And it's usually about, something patriotic or, maybe, when I start talking about how much it means to me that people listen to our show and have supported us all these years and all of that, I get choked up. But I'm not watching a children's show. And if I did watch it and it made me tear up a little bit, I surely wouldn't be out bragging about it.
Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself.
There's an actor who's from Alabama, and Ace and I have known him since he was little. His mom used to call us when we were on the radio in Huntsville, Alabama, and say he got another part, and he's a really big. So she would keep us up to date with his career and all, and we'd put him on the radio and stuff. His name's Lucas Black, and he played the little kid in Sling Blade. He played on some of those Fast and Furious movies. The NCIS New Orleans, he was on that. He's been in all kinds of movies. He's in a new movie. It's a Christian-based movie that he's in. Well, anyway, now his whole message is Christian, and he runs social media and all, where he's bass fishing all the time. But it's bring back masculinity. Teaching his little boys how to fix the boat motor and doing all that kind of stuff, but from a biblical standpoint too. So I think that we need more of that, because people have demonized masculinity so much, trying to rip our culture apart. Stop crying at Bluey, and if you do cry watching Bluey, then be watching it with a child, and then don't tell anybody. Hide it.
Yeah, it might be weird if the kid's not crying and you're crying.
Yeah,
that would make me sort of re-examine whatever I'm dealing with.
And if you're the mom, cry all you want. Women are supposed to cry. Go do your thing.
Was your mom a cry? My mom is not a crier.
Not all the time. No, not on a regular basis. But yeah, she would get choked up about movies and things like that.
Yeah, my mom was not. Nor was my dad, but I don't.
How'd you get it then?
I don't know.
Are your brothers that way? Do they cry, at this stuff?
Not really. I'm a millennial.
Well,
I'm a Cancer.
Your middle brother's a millennial. Well, both of them are millennials. Your oldest brother's on the top of the millennial age.
He's an elder millennial.
Yeah.
Elderly millennial.
Like my little friend Jenny and her handsome husband Michael are at the top. They're 41. Well, Jenny's about to be 42. But they don't cry.
No, they don't seem like criers.
But anyway, I know I'm going to get some flack over that. I don't care. You got to have masculinity for a society to thrive. You just do. So stop watching Bluey and porn. Stop watching porn.
Good Christian movies.
Rockies and whatnot. Watch them Rockies. And what's the deal with Paris Hilton? People freaking out because she was putting her babies in the car seats wrong.
Yes, I don't really know how you're supposed to do a car seat. I just know was it Gwen that caught all that crap years ago because she had.
No, it was when we did the Ace and TJ baby deal with Kristen. That was the Ace and TJ baby mama, where we followed her through her pregnancy and all of that stuff. When they had the baby, she took a picture of the baby in the car seat after they had already unhooked the baby. When they got to where they were going, they were coming home from church, and people freaked out. Oh, that you've got to buckle that. That's not the way you put a baby in the. And I went on and just ripped them. It's like, mind your business. These people know what they're doing. They're responsible. Hell, she is a teacher. She was a kindergarten teacher, so she knows about kid safety and all that. And then some woman commented back to me like, "You don't have to be so hateful. We're just reminding her it takes a village." I said, and that sent me over the edge. I said, it does not take a village. It takes parents.
Yeah, something about the car seat specifically just sets people off. So yeah, Paris posted this video of her kids. She got 2 little kids, and somebody said the car seat was installed backwards. It's one of those car seats that transforms into a
carrier.
A carrier, I guess. and somebody said she had added in backwards or something. I don't even know. But that, for whatever reason, the car seat thing really lights people up.
It's because, one, you can look at something on the internet and then you can become the authority on correcting somebody.
Yes.
And then the other is that it's a way to speak up for the most innocent among us. It's like, I'm looking out for the baby's safety. So, it's almost like, if I don't say this, then nobody's going to tell Paris Hilton that she's not going to figure it out, that she's got the car seat in there wrong.
Yeah, so she's got this huge conversion van now.
Yeah.
It's like Mercedes decked out, armor, bulletproof. She's like, oh, this is my new mommy van. And the comments, I definitely recommend having a car seat specialist take a look. There are a few things wrong here, just looking out for the baby's safety. There's hundreds of that kind. Shut up. Shut up.
They think, if I don't tell Paris Hilton how to fix this, those babies will die.
They're going to die.
I have to step in and save these babies' lives.
Yeah. It's remarkable.
And, I would look at that and think, okay, well, she's making the video. Her staff is going to step in after the camera goes off and put the baby seat in there the way it needs to be.
Yeah.
She's not the one installing it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
She was not the one installing it. She's got professional child care people who do that kind of thing.
Yeah. You know what makes a great parent? Put your phone down and go watch your kids. Instead of leaving a comment like, what are you doing on Instagram? Go take care of your kids instead of criticizing. I get that a lot with dog stuff. I posted a video of putting peanut butter in a dog toy. So like, make sure it doesn't have xylitol. Xylitol is the new chocolate.
Oh.
Xylitol, deadly for dogs.
What is it?
It's like an artificial sweetener that comes in chewing gum and stuff. But, it's the new chocolate. Oh, my God. Make sure there's not xylitol. Like a ton of those. DMing me. Those are horrible for dogs. Peanut butter's horrible for dogs. Make sure it doesn't have xylitol in it. Shut up.
But when did that happen?
It's moving on to the new thing that people can sort of act as the expert on.
So is it okay to give them chocolate now?
Well, if you want to tell the truth about it, if a dog eats a Hershey bar and you call the dog poison control, they're like, well, a Hershey bar, how much chocolate is in it? A Hershey chocolate bar is like 90% milk.
Yeah.
And it's not even a lot of chocolate. So they evaluate your dog's weight by what it actually is. Did they eat a brick of dark chocolate or did they eat a Reese's cup? Not a lot of chocolate in there either.
But the hysteria over it is if a dog gets a morsel of chocolate, it's immediate death.
Death.
Yeah.
And you did it. Shut up.
Oh.
Really? It's just most of the problems could be resolved just shutting up.
Yeah. I told you about that friend of ours whose dog ate some catfish bait.
Yeah. They called that
televet. Yeah, the hotline. They said, well, she does need to be, there is something that you need to do to help her. And we'll tell you what that is when you put your credit card in.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, it can't be that big of an emergency.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they just say induce vomiting. Okay.
I would love to prank those people. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to let him die. You know what? No, I'm not going to put my credit card in. He's dying. Actually, I'm just going to let him.
Then they'd probably call the authorities on you.
Probably.
But the reason that they wanted her to make the dog throw up is because they had to tell her something, because the part that was bad in the catfish bait that she ate was sodium. It's got a lot of sodium in it.
If the catfish can eat it, you telling me my dog can't eat it?
Yeah. It's meat.
Come on.
It's just stinky meat is all it is.
Too much salt. I got news for you. I've been eating way too much salt for a long time.
Yeah. Make me throw up.
Yeah. I'm eating a lot of Tonys.
You ever had to make your dog throw up?
No.
I bet it would be hard.
I don't know.
I bet it'd be worse trying to make a dog throw up than just, letting them deal with the stomach ache.
Yeah, I think it probably is hard because the way I give the way the vet told me to give him pills and stuff, they were like, don't mess around with treats and stuff like that. You just want to touch his lunch and just shove it to the back of their throat. Don't get those pill pockets, wrapping them up in salami.
Yeah.
Don't mess. We don't do that. We got things to do. You just open their mouth up and you shove it in the back of their throat. That's how I do it, and it works.
Yeah.
They can't bite you for some reason if your arm is all the way in their mouth.
So would you just, I guess, take a stick or something and try to gag them, and make
You
them
must
throw
have to
up?
go super far down. I don't know.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Ugh. I would just put them in front of the view. If that doesn't induce vomiting, I have no other suggestion. All right, we'll do the Graham Slam coming up next. Hang on.
More of TJ's podcast is coming up.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
Welcome back, world, to TJ's podcast.
Riggins, have you seen the new, I don't know, the method that they're going to use on the dating app Hinge to keep people from ghosting?
No.
I think what they do is they hold on, let me find. I could go from memory, but I don't know that it would be so great. Because there is a formula to it. Okay. It's called, the feature they're testing is called Your Turn Limits, which is to focus on quality over quantity. So if a person has 8 or more people waiting for a response on Hinge, then you can start a new you can't start a new connection unless you either reply to those people or officially choose to end the conversation with them.
That's a good idea.
Come back.
Yeah. It's a good idea while also kind of a bad idea for the company because the company makes money by having new users on it.
Mm-hmm.
So really, a true relationship doesn't benefit Hinge at all.
But that's what they say. That's their marketing, is that it's the app that we want you to delete.
Which is a catchy tagline, but in
They don't
reality,
really, yeah.
So I get that, and it probably does foster, like, you either end it or you don't get to make any new matches. That actually, I think, works out for the daters better than it does for Hinge.
Who ghosts more in these things, men or women?
That's a good question. I don't know. That would be tough to say. It might be split equally because women are pretty flaky too.
But women, I think, are more. They're more prone to say, "I'm sorry, this isn't working." Whatever. And men are just like duck away and not want to face the.
Yeah, I think
the conflict or whatever, not hurt anybody's feelings.
A woman shared a screenshot of a message a guy sent her. She goes, "I love this guy so much already." And his message was, "Hey, I'm sorry. I know we had plans for this weekend, but I'm just going through a really tough time right now, and I'm coming out of a long-term relationship. And I just want to say, you seem really nice. It's just not the right time for me." And she posted that screenshot, and every woman was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing. This never happens.
Yeah,
you should try to make it work with this guy because he sounds awesome." Because he was just honest.
Right. And then all of a sudden you're a stalker.
Yeah,
he said, "Look, I was honest with you. I said, I'm not ready." And then now all of a sudden you liked that rejection response. So now you're coming at me again. I said, no.
Yeah.
No means no.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
But you haven't seen the baby reindeer, have you?
No. Yeah, I just know about it.
Yeah.
It's been such in the zeitgeist of pop culture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it's good. But yeah, it turns into that kind of thing. I mean, I'm not telling anything that is going to give away the show or whatever, but when somebody just won't take, the nice rejection or whatever.
Mm-hmm. That woman is she's trying to get $1 million out of Piers Morgan, I saw.
Yeah.
I think she's enjoying the attention.
Yeah. But the woman that played her in the show is fantastic.
Is she good?
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, I don't know what this is. Somebody making offers for cash or something about taking your shirt off. I don't know. Again, I haven't listened to. I ran out of time this morning. I didn't get to listen to all of the audio clips.
This guy on TikTok, he goes by Travel Clips, and he's just like a young millennial traveler, and he's staying in hostels, and he goes and experiences the world. You know, he's in Malaysia, and he pays $1 for a head massage. And if you've seen, it looks like there's a bunch of food stalls like out in the street, and he's sitting there, shirt off. Looks to be about 98 degrees, damp, sweating, middle of the night. And this older Malaysian man is standing behind him, rubbing his head, and he's going, sounds like he's about to,
orgasm.
Yeah. He's like, I would pay for 60 minutes of this. And I'm like, I'm sure you could. If the guy's working for $1,
right.
You could probably
give him $1.25.
I bet he'll do an hour for you. And I just think, we couldn't be any more different. Me and this guy. I mean, and I'm sure you and this guy as well. To be in a foreign country, out in the middle of the street, in the middle of the night, and having somebody take your shirt off and rub your head in front of a stranger. I mean, we're not the same.
This is what it sounds like.
I would pay for 60 minutes of this, just a head part. Absolute goosebumps. Oh man, this is the best. So much euphoric stuff, I can't even talk. There's every stress, worry, bill that needs to pay, out the window.
It is dirty.
I feel dumb. It's kind of like euphoric and climax. What's that word? Just like you can't breathe. It takes your breath away. It's okay. Smash my head. There's nothing in there. Head massage is definitely my favorite.
Gross.
I mean, you thought the massage in the middle of the mall, those water jets, is embarrassing. I mean, this is like that experience on cocaine. Can you take your shirt off for me? I'm in a foreign country.
I don't get the head massage to begin with. I'm not saying I don't order it. It's just that I don't understand what the big deal is.
I feel like girls like it way more than guys do. That's why they like it in their hair.
Yeah, I don't. When I had hair, I didn't like the shampoo process. It was awkward for me. Because that's not a normal position to be in, especially if you're trying to hold a conversation or there's somebody who's standing over you and I don't like the feeling of somebody else shampooing my hair. I wish they had when I would go get my hair cut. I would wish for the type of shampoo bowl where you could get on your knees and bend over and do it yourself.
Yeah.
Instead of laying back, you'd face forward and be able to do it. But then people would say, "Oh man, I love that part of it. Oh, it feels so good."
Yeah, I like it, but it's not something that I wish I could have more often than I do.
But some people will moan and like this guy and almost sound obscene.
Oh, it's climaxable.
Yeah.
Whatever. Get a grip.
Yeah, he should have stayed back in the States and cracked open a book or something. Get his vocabulary better. But I watch those things on social media or on the Discovery Channel or whatever, and I think, I'm not a big proponent of government intrusion. I'm not big on that. But when I watch those with their food vendors on the street and everything, I think, okay, well, this is why it's beneficial to have somebody overseeing the preparation of food.
Yeah, a little bit of government intervention.
But I would be just as good with it if it were a private company doing it. But somebody needs to do it. And you think, how long has it been since that wok has been washed?
God. Have you ever seen the video of the guy that's making the food, sitting on the ground, crisscross applesauce, and he's splitting green onions on his big toenail?
No.
He's holding it from the front with two fingers.
Oh, my God.
His big toe has a long nail on it, and he pulls it back as sort of like a table saw, and he just that toe stays right there, and he's doing hundreds of them, throwing them in the bowl. I mean,
And people are fine with it?
Yeah. Evidently.
Yeah, I try to avoid eating food that is prepared in close proximity to stray cinder blocks.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Because you always see a cinder block sitting around somewhere on those types of situations.
Yeah, these places look like a bomb hit them 6 months ago. It's just devastation everywhere, and they're making chili.
Well, I mean, they have to eat.
You got to eat, sure. Ooh.
I think that might, if I watched that with the toenail thing, because you know how long toenails creep me out anyway. Yeah. And then when you're using it as a tool to prepare food, that might be too much for me. I honestly may throw up at that.
Yeah.
Or have some sort of a seizure.
Yeah. And I was wrong. It wasn't green onions. It was pieces of meat. It's cutting pieces of like pork. It's toenail.
That's even better.
That's even better. God. And you know there ain't no refrigeration.
No.
Just quickly take a look at that. What can you say?
It's just a guy eating it right now.
Oh, darn it.
Oh.
I mean, pork. You know, I'm assuming. Oh. I mean, that is. Wow.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Tell Jenny and Michael that that's how you're going to do Thursday night dinners. I cut these with my toenail. She'd probably still eat it. She'd be fine with it.
No, they wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Because we know you haven't let a toenail grow out long.
Yeah. Proud to be an American, though. That's what I'll say. Every time I see that stuff, I'm like, man, thank God.
But then, you know, Gordon Ramsay goes over there and he eats a bunch of stuff, but he's not at street vendors like that. And that show that he has where he goes to the jungles and eats their, you know, native food or whatever hills of Asia and stuff. He's not in the streets eating that kind of stuff. But he's just eating craziness.
Yeah.
All right, I got to go. That's making me gag. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye.
Serving the world. It's TJ's podcast.